So women's rights were under a stunning attack in 2016. Jordan Smith of The Intercept explains here. More than 60 new restrictions on access to abortion were passed by 19 states in 2016, according to a year-end report from the Center for Reproductive Rights. I mean, think about that, man. 60 new restrictions in 19 states. They continue. The regulations run the gamut from attempts to ban abortion altogether to excessive paperwork requirements for providers and measures that would restrict the donation of aborted fetal tissue for medical research. Now, it's not just this. Remember, we covered the story. I think there's been over 20 attempts at doing the funerals for miscarriages move. That loathsome scumbag move that the Republicans do. They want to disincentivize abortion, so they pass these laws that say, well, if you have an abortion or if you have a miscarriage or whatever it is, we're going to make you have like a funeral, a ceremony. Ugh. What are you doing? Now, understand this is targeted, and this is for a specific reason. The whole idea behind this, they call these TRAP laws. Targeted Restriction of Abortion Procedure. That's what it stands for. Targeted Restriction of Abortion Procedure. And what they do is, it's the oldest trick in the book. You purposefully over-regulate. So you say, oh, I know we're the party that's supposed to be against regulation and supposed to be for small government, but now we're in favor of the biggest government imaginable. And you know how the Republicans always complain about red tape, unnecessary, burdensome regulations that the Democrats pass? Well, typically the Democrats are for regulations that are just reasonable regulations. The Republicans do the red tape. So one thing that they do is they'll take these clinics where they don't even perform actual abortions, where they, for example, hand out the abortion pill, and they say, no, you need to by law have a surgical room here. What? But they don't do surgeries. We don't care. That's the new regulation. Or they'll go into an abortion clinic and they'll go, oh, that's cute. We just measured the height of your ceilings. Your ceilings are 7.5 feet tall. They got to be 8 feet in order for you to keep your doors open. It's a new regulation. We just passed it, so get to work. So then they have to do fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars in renovation in order to keep the fucking doors open. Another trick they do is they go, oh, you need to get hospital admittance privileges, and you can only get it from this hospital, the nearest hospital to you. And then what happens? People go in, it's a Catholic hospital, and they go, we don't give admittance privileges to abortion providers. We're against abortion. Or they'll fuck with the timing of it. Oh, you need to get admittance and privileges, and you need to get it by 2 weeks from now. And then they go to the hospital and they say, well, the process takes 2 months, so we can't have it by then. Well, then you got to shut your doors. Anything and everything to try to ban abortion without saying legally, we are banning abortion. You can't do that because it's unconstitutional. So they got to come up with dirty, sleazy tricks. And they say, okay, let's try to overregulate. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. And let's make it so that it's a living hell for abortion providers. And you disincentivize anybody from ever getting an abortion again. And this is all so disgusting, too, because when you look at the statistics for abortion in the U.S., we've discussed this before, but it's over 98%, 99% of abortions that happen, they occur before 20 weeks in the U.S., which means there's no nervous system developed in the fetus, so there's literally no pain. And it's over 90% of abortions that happen before 12 weeks. So you're really talking, I mean, most of the abortions in the U.S., you're probably going all the way back to fucking gametes and zygotes. I mean, so it's fundamentally not the same thing as murder, as these fucking lunatics would call it, but that's all they got is hacky arguments. Oh, you're doing murder. But they're not doing murder. Oh, yeah, but we're going to pretend you are, and then we're going to take away your rights. So again, small government, small government, small government. They say they love it, but in some ways, they want the biggest government possible. This is one of the ways right here to screw with women and their own reproductive choices. They want the biggest government imaginable. Imaginable? Is that a word? Why am I struggling on this right now? They want the biggest government imaginable. I think that's a word. Brain fart. In order to bail out Wall Street. So when it comes to bailing out Wall Street, give me a gigantic, tremendous government. When it comes to military, yeah, we want to invade everywhere. Give me the biggest military possible. So all the talk about small government, it's nonsense. It's just a talking point. When it comes to you, when it comes to things that help you, then they want small government. They want, as I think it was Martin Luther King said, they want rugged individualistic capitalism for you, and they want socialism for them. Socialism for the rich, big government for the rich, big government for their buddies, and big government to control everybody's lives, but small government when it comes to being a decent person and caring about human rights.